Hello, I'm EWarren, and this is my second semester studio work at VCFA. The first painting is called Quantity Over Quality. The middle painting is titled Savings, and the last one, The Importance of a Good Education. In my first semester, I assembled a cabinet of curiosities made of wood, photos, and oil paintings on panels. For the installation, I used wood grain contact paper behind stretched linen oil paintings, and I also showed stretched cut and reflective horticultural film. Inspired by the Western still life genre, here we see compositions of empty vessels and everyday objects and shadows as I position them within my studio. Here you see the first iteration of my studio process. I began by manipulating images to reflect from the surface of the empty vessel. Here we see sketch paintings. I consider these to be pivotal in the trajectory of this semester's work. These sketch paintings allowed for a transition from vessels and reflections to shadows and reflections. We start to see color emerging from the work as well. In these sketch paintings, we begin to see the abstractions emerge from shadows and reflected light. There's also a lot more color. In this slide, we see the process of prioritizing imagery, according to my visual cultural research. We see both familiar images and layers of brilliant color. To unify the sketches into a complete tableau, I chose a square format of 24 by 24 inches. Here we see the stretched linen and the methodical laying down of color. With more time on my hands than usual, I used the additional studio time to create and send mail to my friends and colleagues, and also focus on local activism. I was fortunate enough to collaborate with local and distant artists to create new relationships and strengthen old bonds through digital collage, sign making, and protesting. The abstract shadows are not featured in the element of this figurative work titled 16 Million Hungry Children. We do see an empty vessel as part of the painting, but it is no longer the focal point. In this final piece, titled A Self-Portrait in 3 Parts, we see a culmination of patterns, vessels, and reflection in one work. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on my studio process.